Let me quickly show you how you can set up the lab, which you will need for the. This way you will be able to practice everything that you see being done in front of you in the videos that you have in this course. So just go on Google and search for VMware Player. That's a hypervisor software. I'll explain what exactly does it do in a minute. But before that, I just want you to search this on Google, and then from here you will see a link which will see vmware.com download player. Okay, you have to click not on the first link, but on the second link, which is my VM there. So I just click on this and I get redirected to my.vmware.com. And here's the download page. Now from here you can just select the very workstation player, the version. So this latest one I would see, and right here you'll see product downloads. So as I said, to which is the latest release, and click on go to downloads by Dan right here. Then it will give you the download options. So from here, product downloads, you have the file. So you can download it for Windows 64-bit OS, or you can download it for a Linux system as well. In this case, I'm using Windows 10 64, so I just go ahead and download it from the first button. As you can see, this gives us the safest option. You have to save it on your system. Now, in this case, I have already downloaded this file on my system to save time. So I downloaded once again, I just cancel it. And then once you have downloaded this file, you will see that it will look something like this, and it's around 200, maybe not a lot. And then what you can do is just double click on that, do the usual next installation. Nothing special, just for the default configuration that this setup file offers you. And then when you will finally complete the setup, the VMware Workstation Player would look something like this. Now, let me explain you what exactly does it do. It will help you to install virtual machines. Now, what exactly is that? Well, see, for example, you just have your main system, physical system. In this case, as you can see, I'm using Windows 10. So this is on the hardware-based system. This is my real system. Or in your case, it might be a laptop. That's your main machine, physical machine, primary machine. But when you use a hypervisor type of software just like this one, then what you will be able to do is that you will be able to make virtual machines. That means a machine inside your main machine, and you can just create multiple machines here. Now, why are we using this in this course? They are using it to host several core labs like the targets, as well as our main Linux operating system. That's like a hacker operating system. All of that report here. And then we'll be able to use that anytime we want. So let me just maximize the screen and then show you what you have to do. So right here, just click on this, open a virtual machine option, and just navigate to the location where you have the lab. Fights. So in this case, I'm going to the required location, and here I have this file. Now remember, you will get the links to this file during the course. But for the first file, which is Kalinen's, or which you got all the F, you can download it from the resources of this lecture. Now, since it is quite a big file, like for GB something. So for that reason, I will not be able to post that directly on Udemy. And you do. And you will. So what I'll do, I'll just post a link there, which you will have to open, and then from there you can easily download this complete file. So I have already done all this up for you, and it's the next machine that we are going to set up first. It's a way to hack an operating system. So I just selected and click on open. And then, as you can see it, just to give a name to this virtual machine, so you can give any name to it. I will just say something like Galo Linux, which you offensive, hacking, unfoiled, and then storage pod. So I'll keep a default and import. After that, it will start importing the Colonix file. Now, this process can take a few minutes, so here you have to be quite patient. As you can see, the import is almost over, and in a few seconds it should be completed. And as you can see, it actually has been completed now. So in a few seconds, we should get to see. Yes, you can see that there is this complete beige, or I don't know what to call this, but this Colonix machine appears here now. So you can just click on Edit Virtual Machine Settings from here. Though I have already said that everything nicely for you, but you can't really say things a bit now. You can see right here Virtual Machine. So this is not an actual machine, but you can still control its memory. So like the alarm or the processor, how many calls you want to give to it, or you can select the hard drive, you can select the creativity, or you can select a network adapter. I would suggest to leave everything as it is because I have set that personally. And then after you have done all this work, well, click on the machine and you will see that this virtual machine will get started. So VMware and then this Galalanix, I just press enter. And if you have never used Colonix ever in your life before, then I would say that you can learn basics of it easily anywhere on YouTube. There are a lot of blogs in this course. I'll post a small list of commands as well as how do you use them just to make sure that you're aware of some of the common commands of the next terminal. Now that this machine has started up, it's time to put the password and the name. So let me tell you, what are the credentials? Well, they're these, so we have two usernames which we can access. There is a root and the password. Now, this root, if you just type this right here in the username and in the password, you see, what was that? Okay, it was password only. So I just put that here and log in. Then I'll be able to log into the system as root Narad as the highest privileged user in any system. So if we can access this user, that basically means you can control the whole system as you like. You can even go full screen from here so you can navigate to see these bars, and then I can log out. And then show you another user. So I just go back and show you the credentials again. So as you can see, there is another user of Anush, that's my name, and the password is also Manash in this case. So I just put that right here, username Avinash, and the same thing in the password. And then I click on login. Now, this way I can log into this user. This is the same user that I have been using in the whole course, so if you want to get the exact same environment that I was using, well, then you can use this user. So this one's for a hacker operating system. This is where we will execute all attacks from. But we also need some target labs whom we can practice the tests on. Zaffer, that I can open up another window of the very workstation player. And now I can just import another machine here to click on Open a Virtual Machine. And then go to the required follow. So now I'll give it a lapse during the course so you don't have to worry really about them, but right now what you care about is the process. These are labs, and even more than these, you will get afterwards in the course, like this basic testing one. You will get this for the first time in the exploration lecture. So in the lectures where we use them, I will give you the links to download this machine in those lectures. And since right now, just still the lab, one basic bin guessing rendered over, that's going to be our first target in this court. And then I can just click on that and open. And then it will again start the usual import process. Before that, we have to give it a name, so I'll leave it as it is an import that's importing the lab, and it says something like this. So here you have the import fields, just org, and you will see that it starts working again. Okay, so the import has been completed and we have this new machine here as well, basic bin testing, but now once you have this Colonix machine opened, you can also open your target machine, which is this lab one right now. So I just play this virtual machine and you can see we have both of these machines running now on different windows. So, again, can take a system like that. And once again, I'd like to see Kleenexes for hacking. So, for example, I will not open up terminals right now. Basically, terminal is like a tool from where you can execute commands like this. But I want to show you the applications that you get for hacking into Linux. That's the reason we are using this operating system. You see, for every phase of hacking their respective tools will be using quite a lot of them in this cause ready time. And you can explore them yourself as well, because this toolkit that's really big, and the only reason we use Colonix is because it gives us all these tools in one place, really most of the times very updated, and we don't have to set up them ourselves. That's the best thing about having the Next. There are some alternatives as well, which you can use, like, for example, Batard Security Operating System, or you have Backlogs and Security. There are a lot of them. But for this course, as I said, we are going to use Linux because this is my personal favorite. I hope you understood the whole process. And let me show you one more thing. I can show the IP here. So as you can see, this is the IP here. This is the kind of the edges of the system. And then if I run the command here really quick so you don't have to remember any of these things. I will talk about them in the course. But right now, what I'm trying to really do is I want to see both of the machines are in the same network. Or not. So the password is Avinash, I think. Yes. So in this case, you can see that this machine is not opening up. So let me just see. So as you can see, when in the same command and this system, the target one, I get to see that this is not on this same network. This is a mistake that we did. Just close this window right here with the power of this machine, and then I'll open up another window of the word player, and then you have to set it to night again. So that's the thing. Lob 1. And right here, AJ, the machine settings. So just make sure it is also that, because when both machines are on the same network, the hacker and the lab, then only we can connect to it. And the next time you will play this virtual machine and it loads up, you will be able to check this from the system. So you will then the command sudo the shell, and let me just wait for the machine to side first. So, yes, it has been opened. And that, again, as you can see, we have got this under IP. This is of the target. And we talk about all these things in the later sections of the course. But right now, we got to know how to set up the whole lab in this lecture. And that's it for this lecture. I hope you will do this yourself and set up your whole course laboratory today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture. We will continue with some amazing stuff.